Next on the news at 10, the process to bring new businesses to the Druid City will soon change. Find out how. Also, a Fayette County mayor is honored tonight for his many years of service to West Alabama. Richard?
Yes, Mickey, coming up, home team weather getting very cold tonight. 37 down Birmingham, 41 Tuscaloosa, but how cold is it going to get? And how about your weekend forecast? Weather straight ahead, stick around.
And later, details on a new dog park headed to Tuscaloosa. We will tell you when it's expected to open. The news at 10 begins right now.
You're watching Alabama's WVUA News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Tamika Alexander. Thanks for joining us. Alberta Elementary School was one of the school buildings destroyed by the April 2011 tornado. And the path to rebuilding, many residents and parents still have questions which they would like answered before the new K-8 school opens for the 2014 school year. Tonight, the city schools held a community meeting in hopes of answering some Alberta residents' questions. And as Travis Leader shows us in tonight's top story, some left satisfied while others are still skeptical of the school system's plans.
Nearly 200 people showed up at Tuesday's meeting on the proposed Alberta school. School leaders are proposing a performing arts school, but they are still committed to the core classes.
We've stressed what I'm still calling the 3 R's, reading, writing, arithmetic, and technology will be implemented in the courses, so we're extremely happy about that.
But some parents are still skeptical.
Dr. Kendrick didn't really give us that specific outlook to where our kids will be as far as academically.
Other parents are concerned that some of their kids in the community won't be as interested as others in performing arts. But Peyton is encouraging her daughter and other students to at least give it a trial run.
They've said at least try it. I'm encouraging everyone that's in the Alberta area, anyone thinking about coming, to give our school a try.
Other parents are worried their students will focus on the arts more than the core classes when they pick up the skills in 3rd grade, and they don't want the schools to fail the kids.
You know, if her son get to take that guitar home, what's the first thing he's going to do? He's going to bang on that guitar instead of doing his academic work. So we don't want them to fail just because you're offering a fine arts program.
One consensus most parents echoed is the desire to have Alberta school back where it once stood.
I think everybody is anxious to get going on the new school, and we're very excited.
It's not going to be ready when we really want it to, because they're trying to make it very safe for them, but it's going to be there when we need it.
In Tuscaloosa, Travis Leader, WVUA News.
One concern Superintendent Paul McKendrick has is meeting the demand for the performing arts program because the school will be available to everyone in the city schools. He says there may be occasions where everyone cannot participate in the activities they choose. Well, retail and commercial businesses planning to develop in Tuscaloosa will soon face a different process for applying for city assistance. The City Council Projects Committee met today to discuss a revision of the city's economic development policy. The committee hopes the revised policy will simplify the current economic development incentive policy and help attract more people to the city. The proposed revisions will allow the committee to consider development possibilities for Tuscaloosa on a case-by-case basis. District 3 Representative Cynthia Allman says the revisions of the policy will broaden the amount of businesses qualifying for assistance from the city.
Part of the goal was to include retail as part of the equation, or part of the types of developments that could be incentivized. In the past, we have only looked at large, very specific types of retail projects, and they had to be of a certain size, a certain caliber.
While the approval of the revisions was postponed until next week, the city's Finance Committee did approve today a $175,000 contract with the Chamber of Commerce. The partnership with the Chamber will allow 8 people to recruit businesses around the nation to come to Tuscaloosa. District 6 Representative Bob Lundell says the committee's goals are to help improve the city.
There's a lot of property now available since the tornado that we didn't have before, so we're really we're really trying to attract more than we had room for before, really. And I think this is going to be very successful, a very successful partnership with the Chamber.
City officials say other city councils in Alabama, such as Mobile, Montgomery, and Dothan, have partnerships with their respective Chamber of Commerce, and the relationship is very favorable. Well, a new restaurant will soon be opening its doors in Tuscaloosa. Cheddar's, a made-from-scratch restaurant which started in Texas, will soon be moving in close to the Chili's on McFarland Boulevard near McFarland Mall. The restaurant has already started construction on the site. Tuscaloosa City Council approved a request earlier tonight for waterline constructions on the site of the restaurant. The opening date has yet to be released. Well, the PNC Bank building in downtown Tuscaloosa is a local landmark housing many different businesses and banks throughout the years, but plans call for the building to be renovated and turned into apartments. The building was recently purchased by Heritage Land and Development out of Memphis. That company specializes in restoring historic buildings. City officials and companies involved in the remodeling announced the plans for the apartments earlier today. The developer says the bank will remain on the first floor, and the building will eventually house 100 units, including studio and 1- and 2-bedroom apartments. The president of Heritage Land and Development says this is the company's first project in Alabama, and they chose Tuscaloosa because of the growth they've seen.
It seemed like the downtown Tuscaloosa had not been developed as fully as some of the other towns as far as apartments and condominiums. So to me, it looked like this was a great opportunity to be the first ones to do that in I think a very progressive city like Tuscaloosa.
Yandell says construction should begin in early December, and the apartments are projected to be completed by August of 2013, and they're still deciding on a name. Well, if you've traveled down Tuscaloosa's 15th Street lately, you may have noticed some local businesses are making big strides toward recovery. Schlotsky's Deli is just days away from reopening. On April 27th, the restaurant was destroyed by the tornado, but now they are only 15 days away from making a comeback. According to the Tuscaloosa Schlotsky's Facebook page, the store is making plans to reopen on Wednesday, November 28th. The doors will open at 10 a.m. And at the corner of McFarland Boulevard and 15th Street, the new CVS pharmacy is quickly going up. You can see the steel beams for the building are already in place, and the structure for the roof is coming together. You may recall it took a direct hit in the April 27th tornado. Well, turning now to the weather, let's get a first check on Alabama's home team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Richard, I tell you, it's another chilly night out there tonight.
Yeah, to make it getting cold in a hurry tonight. In fact, we have 41 in Tuscaloosa. How about 33 in Columbus? Some spots across portions of East Mississippi and Northwest Alabama could spend a good 10 hours below freezing tonight. Other spots out there are going to have a light freeze for the most part. If not that, it's going to be close to it through tonight. And we have that freeze warning in place across much north and central Alabama. The county's seeing that light shade of blue and that freeze warning down to the south. You see that darker shade of blue. That's a frost advisory, and that includes areas as far south as Marengo County. So all of us going to have that frosty condition early tomorrow morning, and it is going to be a bone-chilling start to the day. 32 degrees our bus stop forecast for our Wednesday morning. Partly cloudy start to the day, and again frosty across much of the area. We'll have that calm wind, but what about a warming trend? Is it going to get any warmer? Your forecast is straight ahead. Stick around.
On your Crime Watch, the search is on for a robbery suspect, and police say he may be wanted in connection with more than one robbery. Police say the first robbery happened just after 10 o'clock Friday night at the Fast and Easy on Jack Warner Parkway. Now take a look at these photos. According to police, this is the man they're looking for. Police say a suspect matching the same description robbed the Citgo on University Boulevard minutes later. These pictures are from Citgo. If you have any information, call Crime Stoppers at 205-752-STOP. You could be eligible for a cash reward. Well, a special guest attended tonight's Tuscaloosa City Council meeting. The newly retired former mayor of Berry, Roy Dobbs. Mayor Walt Maddox honored Dobbs at the meeting for his 20 years of work in West Alabama by naming Tuesday, November 13, 2012 as Mayor Roy H. Dobbs Day in Tuscaloosa. Dobbs worked with Maddox while he served as president